Hello, happy Sunday to you, and welcome to another Insta Church. It's Sunday, which means this is the day that I hand my platform over to ideas that I feel like are bigger than myself. And with all the talk of gun reform or the lack thereof, I felt like it was a good time to reflect on pacifism, an idea that Christ went to the cross defending, among many others. And we see in the Garden of Gethsemane, the night before Christ was crucified, he was betrayed by Judas, one of his disciples. And when Judas brought the soldiers to arrest Jesus, to have him handed over to Caiaphas, the high priest, Simon Peter, one whom Jesus loved and said that he would be the rock that the church would be built on, he would hold the keys to the kingdom of heaven, took out his sword and struck the ear of the servant of the high priest. Jesus rebuked him, told him to put his sword back. He said, "Put your sword back in its place." Jesus said to him, "For all who draw the sword will die by the sword. Do you think I cannot call on my Father, and he'll at once put at my disposal more than 12 legions of angels? But how then would the scriptures be fulfilled that say it must happen this way?" Told him to put his weapons away. And we also see elsewhere in Romans more calls to pacifism. If possible, so far as it depends on you, live peaceably with all. Strive for peace with everyone, and for the holiness without which no one will see the Lord. Hebrews 12:14. In Matthew 5:39, it says, "But I say to you, do not resist the one who is evil, but if anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to him the other also." For many, there's this confounding dichotomy between Yahweh, this warrior God of the Old Testament, and Jesus, this seemingly passive Messiah, messianic figure of the New Testament. How does one justify this seemingly bipolar personality of this God, where Jesus claims to be one and the same? And while that's a huge conversation, suffice it to say, Yahweh in many ways is a God of nations. He was a nation builder, and built from scratch the Hebrews, an enslaved people, and made them great, and in many ways beat back the evils of the world that had taken root in these pagan societies in the Levant. As ruthless as some of those battles that were fought might be, it could be argued that the human race, that earth, that goodness in general, was preserved because of the work that that Yahweh did through the Israelites. Jesus is a God of the individual, God of the human heart. And we as individuals are called to live as peaceably as possible with everyone. So while nations have a right and an obligation to defend and protect because of the great harm that can be done, as we're seeing in Russia, when an entire nation and the power of a nation rises up against another, Yahweh in his wisdom, I believe, knows the great calamity that can come when nations do not protect one another from those who wish for conquest and death. But we as individuals are called to peace, to pacifism, to pick up our cross rather than our guns.